Pickaxe.
5, 4, 3, 2, live from Dubuque, Iowa, Fort Worth, Texas, and somewhere, Michelle.
Those don't sound like very Switch 2 places. That's right, because it's John's big Switch 2 review tonight. It's a very big show. I'm one of your hosts, Michelle Madison.
And I, of course, am your John Jacobson.
And I'm also here.
That's right. So we have Connor from MMO Fallout, who visited Valve and has some fun stuff to talk about on his little tour. And yeah, I'm excited to get into the news. All those like Games Fest shit was going on. I watched all of it. I watched the Sony State of Play. I watched the Xbox event. I don't know if you guys did, but we're going to talk about that as well.
No, I played my Switch 2 quite a bit.
Okay.
But there was big news.
On this Xbox, you can play games across your entire library, including all the Windows PC game stores, from Xbox and Battle.net to Steam, GOG, and Ubisoft Connect.
Wait, what?
Right.
What is Microsoft saying?
You're saying your Xbox is a PC, which...
It's everything.
It's everything. What is an Xbox? I do find it funny how people are acting like they're shocked that you can play everything on the PC handheld with the Xbox button. You could already do that. But because of that Xbox branding, Phil is actually getting some credit out there, John, for saying, look, I can play all Sony games on my Xbox now. And there's been some buzz online, which has been funny because it's really not new, right? If it was a PC handheld.
No, it's not. I mean, the big thing here, though, is they're going to have a new UI on this device. It's the first one to have it, I guess, right?
Not just a UI. It's also a different version of the operating system.
Yes.
It's the handheld operating Windows. And they're working on it
it's
overall.
Windows 11 optimized for gaming, which is their big thing. And this is not going to come out till fourth quarter, right? Like till the holidays.
What is an Xbox, John? We've been saying this for a while. And so, yeah, we're talking about that Xbox handheld. We'll probably get into that more in the news. But it's been getting some buzz. You know, people kind of saying, look, I'm not going to buy it, but okay, it's cool. Other people are hyped about it. They're thinking, hey, I don't need to buy a PlayStation. I can play PlayStation games on my Xbox, but it's not really an Xbox. So we'll get into that, I'm sure.
Well, that's the one thing that's a little misleading. They're saying you could play all your Xbox games. Well, actually, you can't. Only the Xbox PC games. So, but still, it's still awesome, right?
Yeah,
no, I think it's really optimized.
It's setting up for the future of what the next Xbox console may be for your living room. I think it's going to run Windows as well, going to give you access to the PC and Sony games through there. So I think maybe they're setting up for that. So before we get into that, we are live right now on twitch.tv/John and Michelle. We do it every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. If you miss it, a great place to listen is on Spotify. Oh, is there a song?
I just want to thank you.
Okay, it's not time for Phil love. Because you've been kind of shitting on Phil, John.
What do you
You've been all
mean?
about the Switch this past week. You're like, oh, Phil with his handheld. Oh, it's silly.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was skeptical of this device simply because it's not really it is the official, it's the official unofficial, right? It's like, it's not the Microsoft manufactured
I'm not hating
device.
it. I think it's fun.
$900, whatever it's going to cost for the nice one, the X. It's a big chunga. It's a big fat boy. It's a lot bigger than a Steam Deck. Connor, what do you think about this whole thing, by the way?
I think my excitement for it is pretty much just based on what the cost is going to be. I assume since Microsoft's trying to get it in more people's hands that they're probably going to subsidize part of the price like Valve does with the Steam Deck. But if it's like $700 to $900, it's probably going low on my list. I'll get a Switch 2 before I get that.
Yeah. I mean that's kind of the speculation based on the other ROG Ally devices that it's $900. And there's two tiers. There's a 720p one and there's a 1080 one with different AMD. Is it juice? It's not juice. It's like sewage that drips out of AMD.
Yeah. So anyway, what I was saying is a great place to listen to our show is on our app.
In a mobile device.
Will you stop with these clips? Or you can support us in Discord, which a lot of people are making that swap over. We have 20 years of the back catalog. We have ad-free VGO, and we have weekly bonus shows that we do. John, we did a bunch last week. You covered Switch 2. You talked about it. We may do a PC Outsiders this week. So if you want all that stuff, head to our Discord or you can get our app. But also, I want to invite you guys to come on down next week for Rise official show, and especially calling out all you Canadian VGO listeners. We want you to come down live next Tuesday from 9 to 11 and support him. It's going to be his first official show. And he's also running a Mario Kart event in our Discord as well. So he's going to maybe stream that and kind of welcome him on board. So, and then Matt Bradford's going to be back to cover Death Stranding 2 at the end of the month. I forgot that was even coming out. So we've got a kind of a fun month. I've got Stellar Blade keys given away on Discord right now from CD Keys. So yeah, let's just get going. Voicemail, we've got 3 tonight.
All right, let's play a voicemail. You guys can send us voicemails. We haven't done these in a while. Pick up your phone and dial 520-FEEL-VGO. 520-FEEL-VGO. Can be a question, comment, whatever. Just pick up your phone. Tiger?
That's right.
Yo, John.
Uh-oh.
Nintendo didn't invent the mouse thing, man. It's a Windows handheld first. Check out Lenovo Legion Go, you dumbass. What a fanboy.
He's definitely a fanboy.
So he called me dumbass. Isn't that like in
I think that's his accent. I kind of liked it. It was like it was like Scarface insulting you. No, but I didn't know this. I guess there was that Lenovo one had that little handheld mouse with the same thing with the Joy-Con thing.
I was not aware of this. I fully admit, but I looked at it. I mean, first of all, who even knows about any Lenovo? Yeah, the Battle of Dumbass. That was World War II.
Lenovo is a known brand. Don't act like he said something that doesn't exist.
Lenovo.
What?
Who's buying that? What? What are you talking about? That's like a gateway computer.
Well, they probably got the idea from it. Listen, you dumb bass.
Dumbass. Battle of Dumbass.
That's right. Okay, you say roof and milk. Okay, let's not make fun of our callers.
Okay, so the thing Lenovo did is you could take one of the Joy-Cons and stick it in this little like base. The end of it though, like the pointy end.
Yeah.
And then you have like this like joystick mouse. That looks pretty bad.
Look, we talked about this on our little Discord bonus show and I think for the next 5 years, handheld PCs are heating up even more. So, was one of the earlier ones, but it's interesting. I think it's a fun market. It's fun competition. I don't really handheld game, but I think it's great seeing where they're going. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good time.
No, I agree.
For hardware.
I mean, if Valve is giving their Steam OS to anyone that wants it, any hardware maker,
giving their handheld OS to everybody.
Yes, this is good for all of us.
It's OS wars. Yes, exactly.
You know that Razer's going to make one for sure. I bet you they do.
Well, where's the NVIDIA device, that, handheld device? Or is it the Switch? Do they put NVIDIA, streaming on it? So, there's a lot to talk about with the handheld world. But as far as tonight, let's just get right into it because I think we all have some pretty big topics, okay? And we got to pack this all in, okay? Because I played a game that was very popular this last week on Steam. It's called Dune Awakening. And thank you to Funcom for giving me the 5-day early access deluxe edition. And I didn't expect a lot of people to be doing the 5-day early access, but they did. It was over 100K concurrent just in the 5-day early access period. The official launch was today. And I have a lot to say about this game. Now, I do like Dune. I'm a Dune fan. I just rewatched the first 2 movies. No, John, not the one with Sting.
The one with Sting?
Dennis Villeneuve's movies that are actually good. So I just rewatched them. I do like the lore. I like the audiobook. Okay, so I kind of have a background of liking Dune. And when I talked about this in the beta that I played, I said that it's not just Conan with a Dune skin, because Funcom did make Conan, and there was no Conan-ness in the Conan MMO, okay, or survival craft, whatever you want to call it.
Or maybe the old comic books or something.
There was no Conan-ness in it. There was no real lore.
Well, there's no Arnold Conan, but it's based on material, though.
Okay, No, there was no Conan-ness in Funcom's Conan game. It just felt like you just had a prehistoric skin, okay? This game is completely different. They nailed Dune, okay? Because you are in this world, you have a guided quest from great characters, well-written dialogue, lore hidden in the NPCs, the world, everything is integrated into this. You feel like you're playing a Dune survival craft MMO, and the game is punishing, and it's not always fun, but it's always rewarding. I actually have a love-hate relationship with it, but it's mostly love, because let me tell you what happened to me. So I played for about 10 hours, and I was kind of looking at my other monitor, running through the sand. I got eaten by Shai-Hulud. It's a sandworm, John. And I lost everything. All of my gear, my bike, my currency, everything me, everything in my bag.
Because I Pee-wee? What is this?
I had just built my bike. Is that, I don't know the technical term in Dune, because you can build helicopters in this game. Okay. And I got eaten and I lost everything. I was like, I've got to step away from this.
This is the plot for Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure.
It's nothing to do with it. What? Okay. I lost everything. Okay. And I do
so that
like
worm
the fact
took your bike? Like, really?
It's not just a worm, okay? It's not just a worm. If you know anything, I know you've never seen the Dune
So you have
movies.
to get your bike back now. That's the whole game, is getting your bike back?
It's not getting your bike back. But I did have help from Uter and Agate Kibbles. Thank you. Shout out to the guys in the guild who helped me get back on track and got me to the second zone and got me like a bike back and stuff. Without people, this game can be challenging. And so we do have a guild going. It's in our Discord. But honestly, like even without that, I have really been enjoying myself just sort of doing the sort of guided do this to unlock this. The progression feels really rewarding. Nothing is easy. It's not easy to get from point A to point B. You are fighting with not just the worms, John, but like sandstorms and the harkening
So it's
in the
all
sky.
sand-based stuff. It's just like
It's
sand in
It's
your
Dune.
eyes.
Yeah, it's Dune.
Sand in
You're
your
thirsty,
like phone.
okay?
Sand
Yes.
in your glasses. Sand
There's
in your
a lot. You're
shoes.
3D
sand
printing
in your
everything.
socks.
It sort
you
of,
have
I guess,
sand
I
in
can
your
explain
water.
to you.
Sand in your food.
You've
There's
got to
just
scout
sand
certain
everywhere.
areas.
That's
There's
the whole
sand.
game.
There's sand in your
It's
butt
just
crack.
sand,
There's
sand,
sand. There's no sand. It's Dune,
Sand.
John. It's Dune.
Okay.
But it
You
is.
get to your house, there's sand in
Okay.
your backpack.
It also looks beautiful. It runs beautiful. You have this cutter tool, which is like No Man's Sky, but it has like a scan and trace aspect to it. So you're kind of running around. If you love running around just collecting, it's addicting. Like you're just scanning wreckage and rocks and taking all this shit from the environment, taking it back to your base and just building stuff with it. You know, whether it's tools for yourself or a shield or so you can kind of jetpack when you fall. Like in all the different classes have perks, you're training, finding different trainers around the map. Like I'm a Bene Gesserit, John. I know you don't know what that is, but I sort of can use like mind control and like the weirding way in words. And I'm specializing in daggers and I can teleport behind people. So the combat is not perfect. It can be janky, but it's pretty good for survival craft. There is a sort of dodge. There is a shield break. There's a perfect parry. So the combat, while not perfect for a survival craft, it actually feels pretty good. And it's also pretty challenging. Like I said, I just got to the second zone, which is even harder than the first zone. And I am worried about losing all my shit again.
So are you seeing like people all the time all around you?
There's people everywhere. There's buildings everywhere. People say it
And
reminds them of the
is there
first Star Wars
PvP
MMO. There is
zones,
PvP
or-
zones. People can grief you. You can, I guess, Cole Carnage who's a popular YouTuber and is loving Dune. He made these special boots so he couldn't be detected by the worm. But behind him was some naked guy running, and the worm came for him and ate the other guy. And then they both got killed. And so you can kind of grief people. There's PvP going on. People dragging you into like, I don't know, sandstorms can destroy your base, your bike. It's kind of really harsh.
And you can only craft glass. Is that true in this game?
No, John, it's not just glass. All I'm saying is if you want a relaxing, chill experience, this is not the survival craft for you. It's not Valheim. It's not something that you have to pay attention.
I mean, that's kind of cool. Now you sent me like a
Yeah.
screenshot. So like, it's quest based. Like, what are you doing in this exactly?
Yeah, like So when you start the game, you can kind of choose to do guided or unlocked. Definitely don't do unlocked your first time because then your whole research tree is going to be available for you to unlock. With guided, there's like some kind of certain things they open up at a time. Okay, like here you're going to make your still suit. Next you're going to unlock this, and that's what I really appreciate about it. And for your first playthrough, you really have to do that. If you're making another character to play on another server or something like that, and by the way, your characters can jump from server to server, but your base and progress stay on your own. So the first time is very guided, John, and telling you like to research this to do this. And so you're trying to basically get around this map and uncover all of the map and, level up your character, get all the points in your tree, and you can dual spec. So I'm trying to think about what I want to pair with Bene Gesserit, all of the classes and sort of races. Everything is from the Dune lore and from the Dune universe. Right. And if you're a Dune fan...
Now, who's Bene Gesserit? Like an old jazz musician or something?
No, it's not one. Okay.
What?
Opti, there is a thumper device. I don't have one yet. I don't know. I've seen people...
He's a Catholic. He's a Jesuit.
That's right.
Bene Gesserit?
They're sort of this sect of women who infiltrate different factions in society, sort of control things in the background. They have this long plan for... what's going to happen. I think you should watch the Dune movies, John. But anyway, if you like
Dune,
I know.
I need to watch the
Space
new Dune
Witches.
movies.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, I just watched them again, and I think it really, like, if you guys are playing this and you've never seen them, or because some people are playing this and they just like survival crafts, but the people getting most out of it, I think, are the people that like Dune. And there's a lot of people that like Dune. I mean, it was like the original sci-fi in a way, and it sort of invented it. And people, I didn't grow up with it, but watching the new movies as an adult, I did become like a fan of the story. Thank you, Badger, for the gifted subs. I appreciate it. He sent one to Ricky. These names are funny. Beef Hammer, Beast, Ricky Booby. You guys have some funny names up in here. So anyway, yeah, I'm loving this game, but just know that it is like rewarding always, but like not always fun. Like you're going to hit some moments where you're like, this kind of feels like a chore, but I love it. Like it's just very unique in that way where normally I think people are saying sort of the same thing. Like it's addicting and like you want to play. So check out Dune Awakening. I was hoping to have some keys, but it was so popular. CD keys sold out of them. And I think it's going to be around for a while. There's going to be like DLC and all this shit coming. So I think it's definitely a hit, and good job to the guys at Funcom because, you know, Conan didn't really hit. It didn't get that popular. Didn't get that big.
Yeah,
it didn't.
It's nice to see Funcom release a game that doesn't put one of its executives in prison.
Did that happen? You always have some good tidbits. What's the news there?
When the Secret World launched, the CEO of Funcom dumped a bunch of stocks right before the game launched because he knew that it wasn't going to do well, and he got arrested and convicted for insider trading.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
I didn't even know they did Secret World. I remember that MMO. I remember playing it. Like the concept was cool, but it just wasn't very good.
They're Norwegians.
It's great to see Funcom doing something that's really.
Is he still around, that guy?
Right,
well, you know what? I don't know if you've been getting them because I know you run MMO Fallout. Like we've been getting like emails like they're doing a lot of like $100 to stream the game. Like we're not obviously doing any of that, but like they're really pushing this to streamers, and it has been pretty popular on Twitch. And they're running like a lot of PR for it. But outside of that, there's a lot of genuine interest in this game. I've even, from you guys, like coming in, people kind of playing. It's hard to get our community sometimes playing the same thing, but we've got a couple of people playing this game. So I've been seeing a lot of people on my friends list playing. There's genuine interest. It's genuinely a good game, and I actually really like it. So will I play through to the end? I don't know. I'm kind of overwhelmed. There are people in like Endgame, like I said, building those helis, whatever they're called in Dune, I don't even know. I mean, it's a very dude game. Like it's intimidating. Sandcopters. I don't know. It's like kind of intimidating for me. Like you have to navigate. You got to be careful. You got to be patient. Being patient and navigating are two of like my weakest points. But I want to shout out once again to Uter and Agate Kibbles. He put a seat on the back of his bike and he took me to another zone. I'm like, this is great. So like, if you are like me and you get like overwhelmed with this shit, like make sure you group up with a friend. This is a great game to play with people. Like playing alone versus playing with people, totally different experience in this game. But you can do it alone. I do recommend it. So check that out. Okay, I also played Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. They sent a key. I've never played a Rune Factory game. I was curious about it. I didn't know what I was getting into. Okay. It's basically this sort of anime cel-shaded looking game, okay, where you create either a male or female
character. This is on
Switch
too, I think. I saw it.
Yes, it's out on everything, I think.
Yeah.
And I didn't know at first. I was kind of weirded out by it. A lot of cutscenes. I was skipping a lot of dialogue. Like you start off with this base and you're sweeping and you're planting. You're doing the typical like build up your town type stuff. But then all of a sudden you get a party that you can, from everybody, like you can choose. You can create your own party from the different people you're meeting. And, it starts to get interesting. I'm going to pair these people together, and I ended up building my character like a healer. So I took down the first like big tree boss, and I was healing and doing damage and keeping everybody up, and actually kind of appreciate it. Like I don't love it. I think the better game is Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, if you're into these sorts of things. But if you play all of these types of games, or you like town builders or like leveling up different professions and crafting and all that shit, because you're cutting trees, you're mining, you're doing all that stuff too. This is very combat focused. Once again, feels a bit like Zelda combat or something kind of basic, but I do like the party aspect of it. You have to keep your whole party up and alive.
Yeah,
doing all
I
this
was
shit.
tempted to buy this just because
I know you were looking for a lot on your Switch. You bought Puyo Puyo 2 or something.
2S, Michelle. Yeah, the new one.
It's still 2. It's from 2021.
2S. Yeah, it's a new game.
Anyway, I kind of liked it, but I don't think I'm going to play much more because there's just better games like it. But, people are saying like, oh, it's pretty good. I play all the Rune Factory games. I love Rune Factory. Like I said, I know nothing about Rune Factory, but apparently this is a pretty good Rune Factory game if you've been playing all of them. But it's just a typical town builder with some combat. We're seeing more and more of these types of games now where it's
like an RPG.
Yeah, it's an RPG heavily focused on crafting and building, keeping up your town, putting different buildings down. So it's kind of got a lot going on. It's a good game, but a bad UI. And I'm kind of very UI picky.
Yeah.
The UI in Dune is pretty good, by the way. It's complicated, but they found a way to like make it like understandable. So I want to give them a shout out on that. So yeah, I played so much shit. Like I also installed the Warhammer 40k Space Marine Master Crafted Edition that's on Game Pass. I didn't get a chance to play yet. Super curious about it because I like the second one. I also played more Elden Ring Night Rain. I really do love that game. I love Revenant and I just love the character. I want to go through and kind of unlock all of the stories for all the characters. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Stellar Blade this week. There's just a lot going on with gaming. Like I keep saying every week, like gaming's never been better. I don't have time for all this shit. There's a Path of Exile 1 patch at the end of the week. And I just want to play more Dune. So I don't know what to do. Like there's a lot going on out there. And I am just drinking a Tazo iced passion tea. All right, John, this is your time. Tell everybody what happened with your Switch 2 and your Pringles and your Coke.
All right, so let's talk about stuff. I played a bunch of shit this week. I really did. Like, so let's talk about Firefighter Frankie.
No, let's not. Can we please just talk about the Switch 2?
In Firefighter Frankie, you're a golden retriever, I think.
Okay.
Is that a game for toddlers?
Well, he is a Switch 2 owner.
No, this is on the Steam Next Fest, one of the demos, Michelle, and you're a dog.
I played some Next Fest demos. I'm going to talk about them on PC Outsiders this week. As far as the show tonight, John, why don't you tell everybody about the Switch 2? You know,
so in Firefighter Frankie, you're a dog with big dreams. You overhear these real firemen, fire person.
Yeah.
You know, you hear that how they're going to go.
You guys wonder why I yell at him?
Fight,
and I swear. Here we go.
And so as a dog, you fall asleep after overhearing these firemen talking about what they're going to do, and then all of a sudden in your dreams you're a dog, you're a fire dog, but you can drive the fire truck all around this open world.
Then. You stupid fucking game.
All right, let's talk about this. So I got my Switch 2, okay? If you guys are not aware, you're not subbing to our premium content, we covered this bit by bit, right? We did Switch Eve, we did Switch release date, we did just bite-sized stuff.
John dragged me through all of it, okay? He did.
So, and then we did an unboxing, rather thorough unboxing at twitch.tv/John and Michelle. If you guys want to watch that, go there. You can see the unboxing I did. You can use your Amazon Prime to sub and watch that video. I compared it to all the previous generations of Nintendo handhelds and went through the whole device. But I didn't use it until after that. And now I'm here to talk about it, okay? And so, Connor, you didn't get a Switch 2, did you?
No.
Okay. All right, so obviously I was very excited about this, okay? We haven't had a new Switch in 8 years, a new Nintendo console in 8 years, and Michelle keeps reminding me I might not be alive for the next release, so I need to really enjoy this release. And so the device is very nice. The screen's much larger. It's definitely not as vibrant as the OLED, without no fucking way, okay? It's just not. Yeah. And just make sure you turn off that fucking adaptive brightness setting because it'll keep dimming the fucking screen. Because I played 99% docked, but I did make myself play some Mario Kart not docked so I could talk about the screen more. The screen's 120 hertz. It has HDR. I know,
it doesn't have HDR. It's only 400 nits.
It has a pseudo HDR. It has... Yeah. We'll get into that. But the screen is... I'll just say it's good enough. It's not great. That's the truth, okay?
Yeah, we knew that. I mean, I told you that. You were fighting with me.
No,
they're
I understand.
Doing magic. It's a special LCD that's going to be better than the OLED.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're being rational now.
Right.
Thank you for subbing, B. Diddy. He says, Nintendo sucks. We hear you. All right, sorry.
Okay, so I got I got the Mario Kart World Bundle. I guess we'll talk about the hardware just a little bit. I have my device right here. So the Joy-Cons are definitely improved. They're larger. It's magnetic now, how it attaches to the main device, which is nice because that old slide mechanism was stupid.
Yeah.
There is a built-in mouse thing that we'll talk about in a second. It has larger, LR shoulder buttons, whatever you want to call them on the Joy-Cons. Those are actually metal, and that's how it attaches magnetically to the main body. The analog sticks feel great. The buttons are the buttons. But personally, I almost always use a Pro Controller. And I did pick up the new Pro Controller. Came today. I'll talk about that in a second, too. Joy-Cons are great. The new kickstand is metal. It's more of like a U shape instead of just a plastic rectangle. I think it's a little more stable. And the larger screen is definitely welcome for me because that's what I wanted. I want the biggest screen possible. Honestly, if they can keep it this thin, keep going. Make it another inch bigger. I don't care. But I've been playing it mostly docked. And the dock is new and improved. It has a fan in it. I believe the fan is actually keeping the internals of the dock cool and not actually the switch. I don't know. That's what I read. The dock has typical, two USB, A plugs. It has it has Ethernet and HDMI and all that shit. And there's the USB-C port on the top and the bottom of the switch.
Stats. Tell us about your experience with it.
I'm just going off the top of my head. I just want to talk about the hardware though before I dive into this. And that's kind of all the hardware, right? That's kind of what's new, right? Mm-hmm. And so the first thing I did, obviously, was play Mario Kart World. Now, and again, I got the bundle. You go to the store. It says you own this game. Download it now, blah, blah, blah. Then you have like this virtual cart, that is installed on your system. And by the way, Nintendo on their website added a new way to manage all your carts, your virtual carts. So you can go to the Nintendo website. So say if someone steals your system, you can actually uninstall all of your carts from the system, from their website. So you can
this
eject it from the system.
To literally nobody listening. Okay.
I know, but I was surprised because I was on the Nintendo website today.
Just unimpressed you are that you're talking about the fact if your Switch 2 gets stolen.
I'm saying these are new things that they did and with these, and then you can actually transfer it from a system from the website. This is a new thing that wasn't there 2 weeks ago, or a week ago. So Mario Kart. Let's talk about Mario Kart. Want to talk about it, Michelle?
Yeah, you told me on our bonus show that you weren't that impressed. It looked the same.
Okay, so graphically, I've played a lot of this, okay? And I've thought a lot about this, about the visuals and the graphics, okay?
Okay.
And I came to the conclusion that I don't think that I have a Steam Deck game that looks this good and runs this good on my TV, okay? I have a lot of games on my Steam Deck, and I play a ton of them on my TV. And whenever I get involved with 3D games, with 3D engine games, it seems like there's always compromises with resolution and blurriness or stutters or something. And that's just not the case with this. Now, visually, I think the game is Mario Kart, right? And I kept asking myself, and I said this when we did the bonus show, if this was on the first Switch, I probably wouldn't think twice, right? Like visually, right?
Right.
There's a lot going on in the world. It's very detailed. It's very involved. But visually, I don't feel like I'm impressed. I'm just not, okay? There's some water stuff going on. There's a lot of levels that have water. That looks good, but it's not like ray tracing.
Nobody's
it's not like
playing
super impressive.
Nintendo for the visuals.
I know, but
You know what I
with
mean?
the
That's like-
with the DLSS and the juice and all that stuff,
Yeah,
I almost
You
bought
were expecting
Cyberpunk
it to look like Unreal 5 or something? Like, what were
no,
you
I was
expecting?
expecting to see just some fidelity or difference that was noticeable.
Okay.
And I was going to buy Cyberpunk, and I talked myself out of it because I'm not playing that again. I already finished it on the PC, and I have the Phantom, Liberty shit waiting for me. So there's no way I'm playing that game again. But I wanted to just play it to compare to see a real AAA game, graphically. But this game's not it. But does it look bad? Absolutely not. It doesn't look like shit at all. Now Mario Kart is an interesting game. It is a ton of fun, and I played a lot of it. I finished the Grand Prix, the 100. I did the 100cc. I finished all of that. I got the gold trophies and everything, and now I'm doing the 150cc. And then there's a bunch of different modes. But what's new about this game is how you control the carts. Okay. They kind of added this Tony Hawk element where you can grind on rails, you can do wall grinds or slides or rides, whatever you want to call it, to get momentum. You can do this new jump charge thing where you charge if you're going straight. If you hold down the right bumper, you charge down low, and when you release it, you jump, and you could jump straight forward or left or right, and you can do that to jump up to things like almost like a platform or a skateboarding game. You could jump up to rails and grind, and it's a way to kind of get boosts and also to get to hard to reach spots, which is important especially when you play the free roam mode. And then the one thing they did differently here is that, in the Grand Prix mode, especially in the Knockout Tour, but the levels, if you do a cup, in Grand Prix mode, the maps, the levels are all kind of strung together with roads in between them. So you're kind of continuously going from point A to point B, but when you're between there, you're on the highway in this giant map, and there's cars and traffic and buses and ramps and hidden things on the way to kind of the main event, and you're also still racing. So that's kind of new and exciting and different. And like a knockout tour, which is a new mode they added, it's one continuous race across the whole entire map in a very linear fashion. You're not doing laps or anything, and you're just trying not to get eliminated at every checkpoint. You have to be, in the top 16, and then the top 14, the top 12, and little by little.
The actual gameplay, even though visually
I do like the
gameplay
quite a bit. Yeah, the gameplay's fun, and I played a fuck ton of it. And the open world, the free roam mode is really fucking cool because there's this giant fucking map, and you can drive everywhere on it, and there's hidden shit everywhere. And there's little challenges everywhere. And again, that little platforming thing with the charge jumps and all that comes into play because they have all these little dexterity challenges you have to do to get to places. And you'll see something up there and there's collectibles too. Like there's like peach coins and there's like Yoshis you got to find and all this shit. And you look up there like, oh, there's a peach coin. How the fuck do I get up there? And you're just trying to figure it out. And that's like a whole game in itself. And so basically, what's that? What's
You're
so
just
funny?
Explaining like a collectible, like we've never heard it before. And it's like a whole game to itself. Molly, love how he does this, right? How he explains like the basics of something. How to make a sandwich. He likes it. I'm not even mocking you.
The free roam mode is a game in itself. Yes, it is, Michelle.
You have to. You see a coin, you got to figure out how to get it. It's a game. It's like.
No, I'm saying the free roam mode
Ted
is
says Forza
a
Horizon
game in
from
itself.
2012 did all of this.
Okay, nice. Whatever.
That's right, Ted. We hear you.
All right, so the game modes in this are Grand Prix, which is kind of your typical Mario Kart,
Yes.
But again, they kind of mix up the format, where the courses are all kind of strung together. The Knockout Tour, which is, just what I was talking about there. Again, and that's a continuous race, point A to point B, and you're just trying to, survive at the checkpoints. There's time trials, there's verse racing, there's balloon battles, which has been around forever, which is really fun. What's that?
Okay. It's not,
and it's a game in itself.
It's a game in itself, honestly.
Okay. Well, then that's it. I'm drinking just an athletic.
I didn't say anything. I giggled at balloon battles. I can't giggle at balloon battles. What? I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
You asked me.
How's the game with 24 racers in a match now?
Well, they all have
like
24.
Chaos.
It's not. Like every mode has that many players.
No, I know, but like Mario Kart 8 was chaos, and now there's 24 racers.
Yeah, no, listen, when you're playing the single player, we know how it works, right? It's rubber band. They kind of let you win at the end, kind of stuff.
You can't turn that off.
Well, no, the 150 though, the 150cc is actually pretty challenging.
Okay,
like honestly, the 100cc, I breezed through that. I don't think I lost ever in that. I just got gold. Now on the 150 though, I'm being challenged. Well, there's 50, 100, and 150.
Okay.
So I skipped the
and
50.
200.
No, there's no 200 now. There's no 200. No, it's 50.
It's not unlockable?
No, it's 50, 100, and 150. There's no 200 this time. But the 150 is challenging, I'm telling you. The 150 is probably like 200 from before.
200 and then 200 mirrored.
There's a mirror mode in this. You have to unlock it by, I think, doing the special cup twice. And there's also a secret in the Princess Peach Castle. You have to go through the stained glass or something. I haven't pursued that.
Look, if you're having fun, that's all that matters. And you're having fun. And you aren't typically a Mario Kart guy, right? It's not really your thing.
Since N64 have I been addicted to this game.
Yeah, so they're delivering for you.
Like I hated Double Dash and the Wii one, whatever, and the Wii U and Switch. I never really got into it after N64. I would always play it for a few weeks after the new one comes out, and that was it.
Well,
is that going to happen with this? I don't know.
Tell me about the mouse in Fortnite. How did it feel?
All right. So then I did try Fortnite with the mouse. Okay.
Joy-Con mouse, just to be clear, guys. You didn't plug a mouse in. Yep.
I tried that.
Oh, okay.
I tried plugging in a USB mouse and keyboard. Did not work.
Oh.
I heard or read before that that's was going to have that support, but it's not there yet. I don't know.
Okay.
But or I couldn't get it to work with the stuff I had, but I don't. And I researched it. It's not there yet. So anyway, I played Fortnite. Okay, so basically how this works is you take the Joy-Cons. The left one is how you move. The right one is a mouse. Okay, right. So the left one analog stick to move. The right one, you take the mouse, you put it vertically down, and you put your hand over that half-inch Joy-Con, and then now it's a mouse. The problem with this, and by the way, I would say that the accuracy and sensitivity of the mouse is pretty decent, especially when you play the Welcome Tour game. It'll really illustrate that it actually is pretty good. But it just doesn't make any fucking sense with Fortnite. It doesn't. It's stupid. Like it just is. So
you think it's more for like Civ or something?
Yeah, maybe there's games that are you taking advantage of it, even the Puyo and Tetris game uses the mouse. I don't know what's going to happen with the mouse. The problem with Fortnite and that is that you're holding the mouse in your right hand vertically, but you still have to manage the buttons. You need to use all four of the buttons to reload and switch guns and jump. So it's it's not even comfortable, ergonomic, even remotely. It's just not how the fuck do you do the buttons and it's stupid. So it was
for
annoying.
Metroid, then it probably won't feel good.
If I could use a keyboard or something with it, maybe, but to use the right hand to still switch weapons and all that shit and jump, it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
All right, you've heard it here, guys. It's a stupid gimmick. I didn't say it. John did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so Switch Welcome Tour. I tried that. I bought that stupid thing for $10. Okay.
Oh, stupid. Okay, so we're getting a lot of stupids here. Switch 2. It's stupid.
All right, this Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour is fucking torture. Okay, I'd rather I wanted to slit my wrists after a half hour of doing this.
Can you guys quote that here?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're coming clean.
Okay, this thing is propaganda. I don't know what it is. The Switch 2 Welcome Tour, Michelle, is this. Okay. You are a tiny little person, okay? You're about 2 millimeters tall, okay? Mm-hmm. And you're dropped onto the top of a Switch, okay? Now imagine you're 2 millimeters tall, you're on top of the Switch, right? Mm-hmm. And then for some reason there's kiosks and patrons. It's like a museum all of a sudden on top of the Switch, okay?
Okay.
And you go to these kiosks.
And how much did you pay for this?
I think $9 or something. And you go to the kiosk.
So it's not full price.
You go to the kiosk. I'm a little 2 millimeter person. There's a 3 millimeter kiosk, and behind the counter is a 2.5 millimeter person.
I'm looking at
pictures.
I talk
to them. And
what is this? You're walking around the circuit board of a Switch? What the fuck am I looking at?
Yes. So they put the kiosk right next to the analog stick, Michelle. Okay. And then you talk to the person.
I can't believe they charge for this.
You talk to the person and they say, "Oh, hi, do you want to learn about the analog stick?" I say, "Yeah, I do." And then
Nintendo's charging for tutorials.
And then the person says, "Okay, I'm going to put these posters on the wall. Go ahead and read all 5 of them." And then come back and I'm going to give you a quiz on those posters.
What
okay,
the fuck?
You better pay attention on those posters. So I go to the posters, I read the first one, and they say, the analog stick is, this is the blue one. Right?
What can you do with the analog stick,
This game is
Johnny?
perfect for John because the messages are exactly how he talks about everything.
That's true.
So it's like this is the left analog stick. It goes on the left side of the controller.
Exactly.
Right.
Use
Now
your
the
left
left is the
hand
opposite
for the
of
left.
right.
And
Which
then-
hand do you use for the left Joy-Con?
Yeah. And then I go to their kiosk and they're like, "Oh, do you want to learn about the haptic feedback?" And then they say, "Well, okay, well, go read those 5 posters." And then they say, there's something that's moving inside here and it's not traditional. Oh, okay. And then the next one,
are you coming on to me?
You bought it so fast.
and then you go back to the person in the kiosk and you take the quiz. And then if you get one wrong, you gotta go back and study the posters and come back. Okay. Right.
Oh my God. This should have been free and it should have been fun, by the way. Even if this was free, it sounds like a nightmare.
And then you go to another kiosk and they're like, oh, did you know that there's a mouse in the Joy-Con? And they say, okay, well, let's try it out. And then they show you a screen with a UFO and they say, okay, use the mouse to move the UFO around and avoid the spiky things. And
you tell me now how Nintendo is innovative, John. If they
When
aren't
does the
making
game
their
just call you a complete sucker for spending money on this?
and then you move the UFO around and then it says, oh, you only survived 20 seconds. Do you want to try it again? Come on, you could do 30. And then I tried again and I did 30. And then it said, okay, congratulations. Now you can go to phase 2 of torturous exercise. And then the next time it says, okay, this is phase 2. This time avoid the spiky things, but collect
stars. Did you get a degree
stars.
after, at least? Like, you can say I'm accredited in Nintendo Switch 2, get a job maybe.
This is like the therapy that they put you through after you have a stroke.
Yeah, it is.
So I played this, I don't know, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't ever want to touch this fucking thing again. I hate it. I don't like it at all. It's annoying as all fuck. And I don't recommend that you buy this.
Sounds not fun. And not what I expected. I thought it was going to be like a bunch of fun mini games.
and then there's some of the things, and then, by the way, they do like say, oh, do you want to see what 120 hertz looks like? Okay. Well, we're going to show you some balls going across the screen.
So they put you like blur busters on your screen, basically?
So they say, okay, we had a ball go across the screen. Do you think that was 30 frames or was that 120? And then you say, oh, I see. Okay, that was 120. Okay, you got it right. Okay, next time, all right, here, another ball's coming. Do you think that was 60 or 120? Oh, I thought it was 120. And they go, oh, yeah.
But all the Switch users told me human eye couldn't see past 30 for all these years.
and then they say, oh, HDR. We got HDR. Do you want to?
Don't.
Do you want to do a HDR demo? And I said, okay. And then they launch fireworks and then you pause it and then you could turn the HDR on and off.
It's a bloom toggle. It's not HDR.
And then you could see very subtly how it changes.
Ooh. They bump your brightness.
Just hearing about this is stressing me out.
I know. I'm glad we can at least make fun of this together and I'm not being called a Switch hater because, when something's shitty, John's
this is
those
dumb.
1-star reviews will come in after the show. Don't worry.
This
Yes.
welcome tour thing is dumb. It's just dumb.
Welcome to hell tour.
Now, one of the things they added that I was very excited about was the GameCube's virtual console games. Okay.
Yes, I saw the controller they're selling with it.
They are selling a controller. Yep. It's optional. Don't need to get it.
Okay.
Now I have a little bit of FOMO about it after trying this. So right now they have 3 games. They have Zelda Wind Waker, which is, my top 2 Zelda game. They have F-Zero GX. I never liked F-Zero. They have Soul Calibur 2, which is a Namco fighting game with like Nintendo characters. Like you can be like Link and shit. I tried all of them. I tried Wind Waker first. Holy fuck, did it look good. Oh my God. Like it looks fucking
better than
fantastic.
Mario Kart? What does that tell you about Nintendo?
I don't know about that, but I'm saying for a GameCube game on my 4K TV, that upscaling is fucking sharp as fuck. Whatever they're doing, it's great. It's really good.
NVIDIA juice, John. They're AI upscaling probably.
Yeah. So I was so impressed with how Wind Waker looks. Obviously, it's a bummer. It's 4x3, but it's an old game. But it's just they're just emulating it. There's no other options except play the game and save states. You can't like change things or change anything. And there's no graphical settings. You just play it. And I finished Wind Waker forever ago. I started it again on the Wii U. I'm not playing this again either. But I played a little bit of it, and I love that game so much, and it looks so good. And then I tried Soul Calibur 2. Also looks good, and that's not a cel-shaded game, a little more realistic, for its time. That's a great fighting game. I think people that like Soul Calibur are going to fucking love that. And then F-Zero GX, I've never been in F-Zero, but I started playing some of that, and it was kind of fun because there's like a career mode and shit. I actually might go back to that one. So that is exciting to me. Listen,
but you never had an inkling to emulate a GameCube emulator and play them.
I've emulated all of these already. I've done Super Mario Sunshine and Wind Waker on my computer before with Dolphin. But yeah, if they had Super Mario Sunshine, I'm probably going to play that again.
Okay.
That's my favorite Mario game.
Yes.
So that's exciting to me by a lot. I love the N64 and GameCube. That's like those are my two favorite kind of retro Nintendo consoles. Yeah, obviously SNES and NES are great, but I loved when they went 3D. And then I bought Fast Fusion. Yes. Now people were saying don't sleep on this game. Okay, this is one of those sleeper
is that what they
games.
Said? Don't sleep.
Don't sleep on it. You got to make sure you play Fast Fusion. Okay. So Fast Fusion is a very, very generic F-Zero Wipeout style game. And I also hate this game.
Because what I'm seeing is Fast Fusion is incredibly disappointing. First result. I'm sorry, but what the heck have they done?
Yeah, it is the most generic F-Zero Wipeout clone in the world. The music's generic. The gameplay's generic. I just don't like it. Okay? And honestly, if I take that $15 and do a month of the GameCube and go play F-Zero GX, it's a way better game. 100%. It has a career mode, a story mode going in there. There's like way more depth to that game. Like I was disappointed by Fast Fusion. I really gave it a chance.
Launch one game and a bunch of garbage.
All right, so coming out of this, all right, so Mario Kart is a winner. There's no doubt about it. That's a good game, okay? And the GameCube stuff is a winner. Now, I did install the free upgrades for Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. I will try that. I did buy Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S. I haven't tried it yet. That has some new stuff in there. It has mouse support. It added camera support. And there's all kinds of other shit they added for this new 2S version.
It's a 2021 game that's been on Steam.
I understand, but it is made for the Switch too.
Of course.
You could put your face, Michelle, in the game, okay?
Wow.
Yeah. So they added doubles play where both players share the same board. They added mouse controls. They added support for the camera, stuff like that. I didn't buy it for any of that stuff. I just bought it just because it was there, honestly.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people do with their Switch too.
Yeah. So right now I'm waiting for Donkey Kong. I will play Mario Kart. I hope they add more stuff to Switch soon. I mean to this to the GameCube thing soon. But do I regret buying it?
GameCube?
No. Yeah, I am. I like having the virtual console. When I'm like whatever, just bored, I will go into the virtual console and they always update it. They're always adding new things in there. So yeah, I do like that. I think that the virtual console is a good thing they're doing. I bought a Switch 2
to play games from 20 years ago. Just kind of strikes me funny.
Well, I think that Nintendo has Microsoft does this too, a Game Pass, and so does Sony. All their old games are in there.
But
right?
that's not why you buy a PlayStation 5 or something.
Well, some people do. They want to go to the PS1 library or the PS2 games. They're there in the online the paid subscription. So this is how Nintendo's handling it. By adding.
From what I'm hearing from people is, and kind of what you're saying, John, the hardware's fine, but the launch lineup is a little weak because really it's just Mario Kart, right? So once Donkey Kong comes out and they start releasing some of the heavy hitters, you're going to feel better about owning it.
This is a long-term play for me, right?
Sure. So, it's going to be around for the next 10 years. Well, it's a long-term until they give you the OLED. You'll replace it with that, right?
Of course.
Okay. So it's a short-term play.
Well, we don't know if it's a year or 4 years. So
4 would be rough, but maybe.
Well, from Switch 1 to OLED.
Yeah, but technology now is not the same.
I understand.
Right?
Well, I know that Samsung
if it comes out on Christmas,
LG,
which it won't, would you do it right away?
It's not. There's no fucking way.
Okay.
There's no way it's coming out on Christmas. This is the Switch for the.
I was wondering.
I mean, at the very earliest, and I really doubt it. I don't think Nintendo does that soon.
Okay.
Would be next, not this Christmas 2026, but I don't even see that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you think like 4 years. All right. I have no clue. I have no clue.
Or at least 2, I don't know.
Okay. So yeah, you like the system, you like Mario Kart.
And then really quick, before the show, I played Siege X.
It went free to play, big update. They added a respawn mode.
They added a mode called Dual Front. Mm-hmm. Which basically is a respawn mode with you're playing offense and defense at the same time. That's the big hook, okay?
Yeah.
And it's like other capture the base modes in other games, So basically you're protecting your little base and the other team's protecting theirs. And then you say, okay, you two go out, I'll stay here, kind of thing. And yeah, it's good. It's fun. I need to get used to Rainbow Six again. But it's just slow.
I like Siege. I just don't like the respawn mode because I played it when it was in beta. I like the total, offense, defense.
Yeah, I know.
And no
I played a lot of this. I mean, I played over 60 hours of this game already. So, like, I just haven't played Rainbow Six in a long time. Siege,
It's more tactical and you're used
it's slower. It's slower, and the time to death is. I mean, I play game. Like Gray Zone is slow and time to kill is fucking instant, but it's just not Call of Duty. And then I did play some of the team deathmatch, which is kind of fun. But yeah, I would check it out. I told Matt McCarthy to install it and we'll play it.
I think you'd have more fun if you played with him. Yeah, it's free to play if you guys haven't checked out Siege ever. I think it's a good time. They just did a big update. A lot of things feel better. But the respawn mode, that's not my personal pick. I still think if you're going to play Siege, you should play it properly. No respawns.
Well, there's a lot of options now in there.
Yeah, they got a lot of game modes. They're trying to keep everybody happy.
Yeah. But that's it for me. Any questions about the Switch 2, O'Malley?
So it sucks, right?
No, it doesn't suck. It doesn't suck.
He's let down with it. He just can't admit it.
I'm not let down. Oh, I do want to mention, I got the Pro Controller today. That controller is fucking awesome.
How is it different from the other one?
The ergonomics and the way it feels is amazing. The analog sticks feel fantastic. I haven't put the D-pad to work, but I know that people online are saying it's way better. It does have buttons on the bottom that you can program. It's interesting to me that they added buttons on the bottom, kind of like the Xbox Pro Controller, but there's no buttons on the bottom of the Joy-Cons. So like a game's never going to support those buttons, right? Because the Joy-Cons don't have those buttons.
So why are they
on
there?
The bottom? Well, you can program stuff on it, which I haven't even looked into.
Okay.
And that might be a per game thing, but that stick feels fucking great. Like I can't explain it. It's noticeably better than the Pro Controller, which I've been playing the past week, the original Switch one, which I do like. But I'm glad I got the new one because my old one is like 8 years old and it's just tired,
Yeah.
and it's beat up.
They get
and
loosey goosey.
They get loosey goosey. It's all dinged up and shit from being in bags and traveling and being on my deck and whatever, just throwing it around like you don't care. And it is pricey though. But I'm glad I got it. I really am. I like it a lot.
Like 90 or something?
It's like $84.
Yeah, that's pricey. I heard the Joy-Cons are drifting again. They use the same hollow sticks that are cheap or something.
I heard that too.
So, yeah, you probably wouldn't notice because you don't really use the Joy-Cons much.
No, I have been bitten by the drifting Joy-Cons with the Switch one, and then that was the one I gave my daughter.
Yeah.
And then she contacted Nintendo, and they sent her new ones immediately.
Yeah, they're good about replacing it, but
yeah,
sounds like they didn't fix that. Well, anyway, John, you're going to be covering Switch 2 for the foreseeable future. Yes. Donkey Kong next month, so.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I really am.
Good. I hope it's better than Welcome Tour.
That Welcome Tour is dumb. That is some dumb shit. Like, honestly.
That is dumb. All right, let's play a voicemail.
520-FEEL-VGO. Tiger?
Guys, it's 12:26 in the morning. I can't sleep. I'm just horny to know how the Switch is. The Switch 2, please tell me. Tell me what it feels like. I'm poor. I don't have one. I just need to know. Please tell me all the senses, the smell, the touch, the vibration. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Bye.
These are Nintendo fans. This is what they want to know, John.
So I can tell you that the carts still are bitter to taste. Don't eat those cartridges.
Okay.
They have stuff on them.
Smell musty?
Do they use the same flavor?
No, I saw online, and I don't know if it's bullshit, that there's different bitters they're using in that stuff depending on the game. But I actually haven't even put a cartridge in my game yet. I have that Tetris game. I haven't even tried it.
It's a new recipe.
What did it smell like? Is it like when you open up the pool every year for the first time? There's that plastic smell. Like pool
I will
smell.
say this though: the supposed advanced haptic feedback shit.
Yeah.
That they're talking about. Yeah, it's not that great.
Not that great.
Not that impressive.
Not that good, guys.
It's not that impressive.
Do you feel like I'm saying this is more a Switch Pro than a Switch 2? That's what I think.
No, I can't say that. I got it. Right. I don't know.
I think you're wrong. What are you drinking?
Because in the what do they call the 3D Rumble? That's the new one, right? Because like in that welcome tour thing, you do a 3D Rumble demo.
Oh,
and it's like doesn't it feel like there's a ball in your hand?
ESP says it's definitely a Switch Pro. Eric says it's Switch 2. This is the battle going on. What are you drinking, John? Did you say? I think you maybe did.
I was drinking an Athletics, some IPA or something.
He's drinking Nintendo juice. All right, we are going to take a quick break and then come back and talk to Connor. Remember, if you want ad-free VGO weekly bonus shows, the entire 20-year back catalog, you can get that in Discord, or you can get it on our app on videogameoutsiders.com.
All right, O'Malley, what's going on over there?
Well, nothing big. I did visit Valve last month.
Yes. I liked your photo of all of the Steam Decks. There was like 100 Steam Decks in a circular thing. I don't even know how to explain it. What was that?
Let's get a little. I want a little setup here.
Oh,
why
sorry.
did you go to Valve? Like, did they invite you? Did you break in? Like, what's the story here?
Okay, so the thing with Valve is I've been writing about Steam and different stuff with scams and fraud about them for well over a decade. I am part of a Steam group called the Sentinels of the Store.
Bunch of narcs.
Talk about, who talk about different scams and stuff on Steam and consumer stuff. And this is something that we got invited a long time ago. And it just, the coordination of several people trying to get us at the office at the same time.
Yeah.
And also Valve with everyone mostly working at home. It just took a very long time to get it coordinated, get everyone who, when they're available, able to come in at the same time. We have several people who are all over the globe. And it just so happened that everything worked out for May. So and this is the first time Valve has done a tour since pre-pandemic.
Okay. So they appreciate what you're doing, this secret faction. They wanted you to come down. You got to fly out to Washington. Tell us about your experience and what you're allowed to share, because I know there were NDAs and all that stuff too.
Right. So I'm not allowed to talk about anything that we talked about, but I can talk about what I saw there.
Okay.
This is a good guess, Michelle. Good job.
Oh, shut up.
I'm kidding.
He's our mod. He's been on before. He's a real games journalist.
Go
We're
there.
Get hard-hitting stuff.
All right. How about this? Tell me about the snacks in the break room. Is there is there a deli bar? What's going on?
Oh God, the snack table is gigantic.
They have Funyuns.
I'm serious.
How about Funyuns and what else? They have Bugles.
Their snack table had
Did they have Bugles?
Well over 100 different types of snacks.
Oh my
Did
God,
you put the Bugles on your
there.
put the Bugles on your fingers? You ever do that?
Yeah.
Did you do that there?
Yes.
Was there chocolate?
You did.
And you cackle like a witch.
Well, we do that weekly.
But no, they had a big snack table. They had a smoothie station. They have an in-house gym. They have buffets. They have a buffet style cafeteria.
So you can make a fruit smoothie with using fresh fruit.
So you just get to walk around all day, eat and work out, and it was a fun, nice office, beautiful view. I've seen pictures
they do that just to
the,
make it fun. Not that they don't want you to leave, Michelle. That's why they do it.
Why would you want to leave? I want to hang around and play video games.
They don't want you to leave.
I want to sleep under my desk.
I saw
just give them some Pringles. They aren't going anywhere.
I saw the Valve desks. I saw because Valve famously, all of their desks are on wheels, so people can just move and group up.
Oh my God!
I like that. You can sit with your friends.
No.
Maybe no.
Because Valve...
This is idiocracy.
I'm sure you two know, but Valve has no management structure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's just
there are no
chaos.
People work on
people
what they
getting
want
stabbed in the hallway and
hey, it's working.
Yeah.
They're the most profitable per employee company ever, and people love working there. So it's working. All right, desk on wheels. It sounds fun.
Now, is the
And
chair
they
attached
have
to the
this-
wheels, and they just like it's like a
No, you got to roll your own chair.
They
Right?
have this buffet, even though the place that the office building that they're in has this gigantic cafeteria.
Right.
all right.
can
So
get
basically, I
anything
knew the
there.
food was going to be good. All right.
The food's going to be
Yes.
good. So I was
All right,
asking
so there's-
about
they
the
had-
Steam
they had-
Deck, all the
they
Steam
had
Decks and that circular
Funyuns
thing. Are we
and-
allowed to talk about that yet, John? Because I wanted to know, like, they used that for something, right?
Fu-
to film
Funyuns are
commercials?
behind NDA.
Oh, yeah,
they
we can
are.
talk about the
Okay.
Funyuns, the new flavor they have there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
It's Half-Life
Michelle's
flavored.
asking about the Steam Decks. What are you saying, Michelle?
Oh, those were cool.
Yeah.
If you've seen the commercials for the Steam Deck, they had this in a couple of the commercials. They had this big orb of Steam Decks, and people thought that thing was CG. It's real.
Right.
They made a ball out of
Yes, I
Steam
thought
Decks.
it was fake with what I saw, but it's
Yeah.
real. Okay.
Oh yeah.
How are they
And
connected?
They didn't
It's
have
like
it plugged
glued to
in.
chicken wire. Like, how does it work?
They have it daisy chained on just a bunch of like extenders. They didn't have the thing plugged in, but it was really cool seeing it in person. That it was real.
That's nice.
They're in Bellevue.
Oh, okay.
Washington.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so you go there, you see the Funyuns and the Bugles, and then you see the Steam orb. Now what?
Yep.
Do you do you see the Counter-Strike guys? Like are they walking around?
I mean, I saw a bunch of people walking
Terrorists
around.
win.
They have toys and figures and art everywhere. I saw a life-size replica of the turret from Team Fortress 2, and the thing weighs over 1,000 pounds, and it has a camera hooked up to it.
Now, did
and
you
it will detect
cosplay?
you and follow you?
Yeah, you dressed as the engineer from Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. There's
had
like
a
portal
giant-
stuff
You were
in there.
Freeman.
Yeah.
You go,
Oh, they had portal stuff. They had replica portal guns that were signed by the original Portal team.
Right. So it's just a fun playground, basically.
Yes.
all right, so
Now-
is anyone working? Did you see some guys putting in ones
Yeah,
and
I saw
zeros?
people working.
Okay.
They have a graveyard of all of the leftover chairs from the international tournaments for Dota.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I was always wondering what they did with those. The players take them home or whatever. They're,
So
like,
what was the
branded.
big highlight? What was the most impressive thing that you...
Probably can't talk about it because you got to see some secret room or something, but you can't speak of it.
The most impressive thing I definitely cannot talk about because yes, I did get to see a room,
Oh my god!
but nobody will ever know what
Gabe's
was in the room.
sex dungeon. What's going on in there? Like what is
was
the
it?
room?
No comment on Gabe's sex
Okay.
dungeon.
All right. So
So you
I
can't
did get
tell
to
us
see
if
the
there's a
room
new
where
Steam
they-
Deck coming or
we
anything
know
like
there's
that.
new Steam Deck
No.
coming, but
Well,
yeah,
obviously it's coming, but like,
Right.
is it like closer than we think, or
he probably can't say.
I did get to see the room where they filmed the voiceover videos.
Okay.
I got to see their
recording
voice
studio.
recording room. That thing is
Cool.
cool.
Yeah.
right, like a nice little studio with a console
Yep.
and all that?
So they do everything in house
Oh, yeah.
there, basically for all their games. They're recording. They probably.
How many
have,
people you figure were in this building?
Like, you doing a fire
There
survey?
weren't that many. It was a Friday afternoon.
No, I'm just curious. Is this
Okay.
is this a 1,000, 2,000 people building, or is this like a 50, 100? I don't know.
Oh, it's huge. Valve's
Yeah.
Valve's part of the office is I think like four or five levels.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. I didn't even know how many
We
employees
weren't
they
allowed
had.
on a couple of them because they were top secret.
Well, they're lean, I thought, right?
They're pretty lean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've
So,
secret
got
floors.
okay, what's the best
okay.
thing you saw that you can tell us about?
The best thing I saw that I can talk about is they had it's kind of just all of the figures and stuff that they had around. They
I
had
It's
see.
the
a lot of
Funyuns, isn't
statues.
it?
They
It's the
have a lot
Funyuns on
of-
call.
The Funyuns were great.
All right. So, look, we're glad you got to go. I'm sure you're
That's
going to
pretty
get to go
cool.
back at some point.
No, that's super cool that you
sounds
got to do
cool.
that.
I'm glad you could share some of it. Should we be excited? Can you at least say that? Do you have faith in the future? Because we're always hearing what happens to the future.
Well,
What if
here's
Gabe
my
leaves?
biggest
Right.
question is, with this Xbox handheld, with the Switch 2 coming out,
Did you see Phil and Gabe having lunch?
are they
That's
further
just-
along on the next Steam Deck? Because I want to know that.
Well, they haven't really said publicly what they've just said they're going to wait for a big generational leap, right, Connor? Isn't that what their philosophy is? They're going to wait until they...
Valve doesn't like doing anything unless they can justify it technically.
Right.
I understand, but the heat's going to be on.
I got a Steam Yeti tumbler.
Ooh, those things sell for a lot of money, you were saying, right? On eBay?
Right.
So they don't sell these. You can only get it...
Is it Steam or
like,
Valve? It's Steam?
It's a Steam. It's a Yeti tumbler, and it has the Steam logo on it. I've posted pictures of it in the Discord. You cannot get these.
Okay.
Because, like I said, they haven't done tours in years, and that was the only way to get one. One of the members of our group looked it up afterward, and like the last one that ended up on the internet sold for something like $1,200.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy because my friends that were at Blizzard, like you could sell like for $5,000, like the 10-year shields they gave out or swords they gave out, and it never reflects well though. Like if you sell it, like it can always get traced back to you, and you probably won't sell it.
I'm not selling this.
Yeah,
one.
it's a keepsake.
You got
from
some
your
merch.
Visit. You got some merch. Did you get to meet anybody fun that you can talk about? Anybody, or was it more just a kind of okay? Well,
I can't talk. Not that I didn't get to meet anyone.
You can't talk about
anything.
All right. Well, if he can, he will give us an update. He did share some cool photos of what he could share, like the tumbler in our Discord. And of course, you are a mod in our Discord, so you can come down and say hi to Amali anytime. Of
That's
course,
super
Connor,
cool.
Random will follow up. But yeah, that
glad
sounds
you got
fun.
to do that.
I'm glad you got a fun trip and everything. It looked like a good
time. It
was
really cool. They have toys everywhere. Like there's.
So you like the toys, you like the Yeti, and the Funyuns.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And the smoothie bar and all that good stuff and the snacks. All right, so but you also did play some stuff because there was a shadow drop of the Neo 3 demo, and you hadn't played the others, but you did like first Berserker Kazan. So I was like, I think you may like this. So tell me about Neo 3 and what it felt like for you.
I did. I liked Neo 3 up to a certain point.
Okay.
The demo, it is very much like first Berserker Kazan in which it's a lot more forgiving than your normal Souls-like game. The controls are much snappier. It's something where when you dodge and parry and block, there's far less of a lead up than the other games. And it's also a lot more gear based. So you're picking up just tons of armor, tons of weapons, and just sort of the gameplay loop itself is very much Souls-like, but it does feel like it's a Souls game for people who don't like specifically the clunkiness and delays in the controls for Dark Souls or I don't know about Elden Ring, but
From
like Dark
soft
Souls,
games
Demon Souls,
more. The combat feels smoother, and the gearing is more fun because there's different sets you can get.
More Ninja Gaiden-y.
Right. But I do like that I beat the first boss and I got a little bit further than that in the demo. I like the mechanics where it seems like it's much easier to when you're attacking other NPCs, everyone has a stamina bar, and it seems much easier in this game than it is in a lot of other games to break the enemy's stamina bar. And then you have an attack that does extra damage if you attack them before their stamina bar replenishes. But I did like it for that. I liked they have revenants, which are, I assume, where other players have died, where you can summon the revenant and kill another player who died in that spot. And the game gives you items as a reward that you can use to then summon allies that show up before boss fights.
Okay, that's interesting. And this is kind of like an early
The allies I found
preview.
useless.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to buff them before launch, but like I like the companions that you could summon in Lies of P, and in I don't think First Berserker has them.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. But the ones in Neo 3 are almost completely useless.
Okay.
I summoned one for the first boss, and he just kind of spent most of the time just circling around the boss and occasionally attacking it.
Sounds like it's not even working right yet, or whatever. And speaking
Probably
of Lies
not.
of P,
It is
they
just
got
the
a big
alpha.
update. Liza P, big free update I'm hearing good things about or something. Isn't it free? I think
I need to go back to Liza
Okay.
P. I never finished that.
I didn't either. I quit after like the donkey boss or something very early, but it was cool.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of hype around the new DLC because that was kind of
He was
quote,
an old
shadow
jazz
dropped.
musician. He was
Who?
good.
Donkey Boss?
He played with Benny Jesuit.
Benny Jesuit, yeah. John, go watch the fucking Dune movies, please.
All right, so
else?
Neo 3, what else did you do, O'Malley?
I played Neo 3. I played the demo for Hell Is Us, which I originally thought was a Souls-like game, but it's really
Yeah.
not. The combat is a little Souls-like, but nothing else is Souls-like at all. It's a science fiction third-person kind of action-adventure game. The advertising for the game is a lie. I'd like to say that right off the bat, because the first thing that you see on the Steam page is it says no compass.
That's what I said last
no-
week. You probably didn't listen. I
Yeah.
said Hell Is Us says no compass, and they give you a compass within a fucking minute. I'm glad you noticed that as
Yes.
well. It's a lie.
Why did they say
Yeah.
that, by the
I
way?
don't
Why
know,
is
but
that?
I felt betrayed.
It
why
says
did-
no
why
map,
did-
no compass, no quest marker.
And then you get a compass.
You get a compass.
But also,
Where does
also
it say that, by the way?
levels are like
On the
a
Steam
10
main
by
page.
10 room.
It doesn't say it right now.
It does. There's a big
It does.
it does. There's a big text
There's a big
bubble that says
graphic.
no compass, and you get a compass within the first hour. And it
Yeah.
just I didn't know what to make of it when I talked about it last week, so I kind of fumbled over the review because honestly, it's like 10 different types of games mashed into one, and personally, I was underwhelmed. You said you found the game beautiful. I saw you were saying. So did you like it?
I thought it looked really good. I
Okay.
played the whole demo.
Okay.
I found it to be very easy though, because the game very early on sets you up with self-healing abilities where like all you have to do is kind of parry attacks and
Yep.
attack enemies, and it builds up a healing meter. So like I never used healing items, and I never I never died.
Yeah.
And also the whole thing about no quest markers, no map is it's really more of a gimmick because the levels are extremely linear. They're not big and they're not very open. So if you're going down a corridor and it's like most other adventure games where you can go one way to where you need to go, or you can go down the other path, but it's still very small. Like there was a quest early on where you have to find two colored rocks. I think one of them's orange and one of them's blue. And the game presents it as if it's this big scavenger hunt. And I found both of them within about 10 minutes.
Maybe you're just good at it because I ran down a path and got lost. I went into a basement. I came out of the basement. I didn't know which direction I came from. So for me, I hated it. Okay. I was like, I don't like the no navigation thing. But I guess, like you're saying, if you play more, once you see the map layout, it's kind of just like you're forced to go down these paths. You can't miss the stuff. So it's kind of gimmicky, especially when they say no compass and they give you one. Like it kind of just rubbed me the wrong way.
Them specifically saying no compass when the game
I wonder if that was a last minute
directly
change.
gives you a compass.
Yeah, like did
That's
they throw
that's
that?
what I thought.
They're like,
Yes.
oh, fuck, you know what? We should put a compass in
probably
here.
said people. we
I
gotta get
feel like
people.
it's
Yeah, but Jack,
It's
you know,
marketing
Bill
material
just did all the
written a
marketing and
long
it
time.
said
It's in the
no
marketing.
compass. Yeah, they're not talking to each
I already
other.
bought that font. I bought that font from Google. We have to use it.
Yeah,
because it was this
from
big sheet, John.
FontSpace.
Yeah, he bought it from FontSpace. No compass in all caps.
they already lost the source file for that image. They can't
Exactly.
go back
They
and
can't edit it, the PDF or whatever. Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, it's out in September. Maybe they'll fine tune it. Maybe they'll take the compass away. It's like a cock tease compass.
Maybe.
It's not really supposed to be there just for the demo. I
That
don't know.
was
That'll be
that
the
guy was a
hardcore
blues musician, by the way. Cocktease
Cocktease compass and Benny
Yeah, he
Jesuit
was. Yeah,
on the tuba.
that was
Yeah.
the bill. That was a really good night. I was there.
It was a great night. I was there.
And I also played, I finally went back and I finished My Friendly Neighborhood.
Oh, that weird game.
Yeah.
What is that game?
So My Friendly
the
Neighborhood,
Muppets?
it's kind of like Resident Evil. It's a bit of a Metroidvania.
You talked about
where
this
you're-
last time, didn't you? Or someone did?
No.
I don't think so. I've heard of it.
Oh, I've
don't think
seen
so.
this. Okay, go on.
But it's made by the Samanskys, and they make pretty good. They make really good games. But the My Friendly Neighborhood is a game where you play as a technician who gets
play as
sent
Ernie.
to Gordon.
Oh my God, it is a Muppet.
It's Ernie. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
It's Ernie after Ozempic went wrong because he's whiter.
Yeah.
What is happening?
So you're sent to the My Friendly Neighborhood studio. It's a children's show that was shut down a long time ago. There's a whole plot about a war happening in the world. And the studio has started up and they started broadcasting. And so you're sent in to shut the antenna off and shut the show down. And when you get into the studio, you find that the place is inhabited by murderous Muppets.
Is it like Five Nights
so
at Freddy's, like Tiger is saying at all?
No.
Okay.
It's
a first-person
very
shooter?
interesting. It is a first-person shooter, but the weapons that you get are all themed based on a children's show. So the pistol is called the Stenographer. You load it with a Rolodex, and it shoots letters at enemies. The shotgun also shoots letters, and then the grenade is just a Rolodex that like explodes and just shoots letters all over the place as shrapnel.
and you like it.
It's got good reviews.
I like it.
It looks too weird for me, but people love it, John. I don't know. Maybe a Matt Bradford
I like
thing.
it. It's not scary. There's parts of it that are unnerving. So like when you're going through the levels, the Muppets just never stop talking.
And you like that?
And you kind of learn you learn more about what happened with the show and what happened with the Muppets to make them the way that they are. And like how the show got canceled because over time the morals that they were presenting on the show, parents started finding very creepy. Like one of the characters that got the show canceled in one of the episodes, they're telling children, like, if someone's taking advantage of you, let them. It makes them happy.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to say it's like, get a fork, stab them in their nuts. But they're just like.
Right. And then one of the characters does say, like, you can solve a problem by smashing someone's head into the ground repeatedly.
Okay. So it's really, it's adult
Or
humor.
like teaching children how to count by telling them to swallow their hands and then they'll have two
Swallow their
hands in their
hands?
stomach.
This is some weird fetish shit.
But yeah, it's fun. It's very much Resident Evil-y where you're going around. You go into a new area, you find a bunch of locked rooms, you have to find the keys, and then it's not extremely difficult. The difficulty comes from the enemies respawn every time you leave a room.
Oh, okay. So it's like that's not bad.
So it's a lot of backtracking.
Yeah.
It is a fun game. And then over the course of the game, one of the themes is that Gordon, the guy that you play as, is a big grump, and you have the opportunity to kind of make friends with some of the Muppets, and that's how you pacify them.
These are evil little fuckers.
Yes.
It's a dark game.
It is a dark game. There is the backdrop of just this horrible war that happened in the game world.
John, I was going to get
But
a bell.
it's not a horror game.
I'm not going to say who,
What?
but they told me I should bring a bell and bell you during the Switch review. I thought it was a funny idea, but I didn't. I hopefully gave you enough time
This
to
was
go.
the most important episode of the year.
It was. I talked about Dune Awakening.
You wanted
and he had
to
his Valve
sabotage
visit,
it.
you know? What do
You
did
wanted
I
to
sabotage it? I
sabotage-
kept quiet during your whole Switch review.
You
I
tried
giggled-
to.
I giggled a few times and you jumped on my back.
You tried to derail me
I'm
a little
free to
bit.
giggle. I'm an easy laugh.
It was
okay?
a derail. Okay.
Sorry, Connor. What
It
else
was a
did you play?
derail
Anything
move.
else?
It's fine.
All right. Or what are you
We
drinking?
did so much Switch stuff leading up to it. It's a little anticlimactic in a way.
Yeah. Well, not for everybody. Only the bonus
I know.
people got it.
Yeah.
Sorry. What are you drinking?
Sorry,
What else
Connor.
did you play? Did we lose some?
I haven't really played anything else.
That's all right. We got a lot of news to talk
played a
about.
lot.
I am drinking zero sugar cream soda Dr. Pepper.
Nice. All right. So there were all these events. Okay. I watched all of them.
Did you get
because I
that
was
from the
playing-
Valve cafeteria?
I can't answer that.
He stole from it, yeah.
Oh, he did.
He's got a big stash.
So you left there with some merch and some cream soda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He put it all in his suitcase. He lugged it all back. I think it was totally worth it to get
So
the,
I'm assuming that you maybe saw a Steam Deck 2 prototype,
probably touched
which is
it.
exciting to hear.
Yeah. Well, don't put the words in his mouth and get him in trouble. You're assuming it just because you're assuming. He's not confirming or whatever. But yeah,
I'll
I'm
let your
excited.
imagination go wild.
Well,
Yeah,
I would
because
imagine that
I
that
want a
would be
Steam
a
Deck too.
priority over any kind of VR thing. I guess there's a Half-Life 3 question, and that's kind of about it.
That's true. The secret room could have had a 3 in it. Namco says that's right. I bet you did see some of that, some of that dirty stuff. All right, so
Yeah.
the Sony State of Play was the first thing that came out. I don't know what
All right,
the
tell me
huge
about this
news
stuff.
was from that.
Sony's dead. They're so toast.
No,
Like-
I mean
like,
a lot of
no,
things
I
they
saw
announced
anyone
are out for
saying
everything,
yawn.
like Final Fantasy Tactics remake or whatever. Like they're out for everything, like baby steps. They showed the demos out for everything. What was the big the Neo 3 demo? They showed the Bond game there. They showed the Silent Hill F and Ghosts of Yotai. I mean, was there anything huge out of there that like I'm missing?
I mean, for
I can't
me,
wait for Silent Hill F.
Yeah, a lot
Okay.
of people were talking about Silent Hill F.
oh, the Metal Gear game,
and also the new
what's that?
Resident Evil was shown, or was that there? That might have been during another event.
Yeah.
Metal
Requiem.
Gear, John? What?
Metal Gear
Pragmata.
Solid Delta, Snake Eater.
Yeah, that's the remake of Snake Eater. I think.
So they're just gonna milk that because he's gone.
Oh, you're talking about Sony
Yeah.
milking stuff when you've got Nintendo milking
Yeah, it's a
stuff?
remake of Death Eater. Snake Eater.
I mean, listen, the only thing I actually really care about, just because I like the IP, is James Bond, but I have no faith in that being good.
Yeah. Well,
The
they have a
trailer-
Sony fight stick, by the way, with Mortal Kombat. They're selling a
Why?
PlayStation
It's
fight
the
stick.
Hitman people.
Yeah, but
it's
they
Hitman
make
with hair.
slow games where you hide in a closet. I
It's
don't know if
Hitman
that's.
with hair, though. It look. I don't know. I want to see. Is it? More
I'm
of an
worried
action-
that they're going to use that engine. It's going to be slow as
Yeah.
fuck, and you're just hiding all the time. James Bond doesn't just hide, and the guy looks like
Yeah.
Rick Astley with that
I don't
big
like
collar.
his face. His face looks like
No.
a boxer, an Irish boxer from the 1800s. It does not look like
Yeah.
James Bond.
No, he looks like
You
he
know?
should be selling bread somewhere. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Bread. Yeah, he does
They-
look like
they
he needs
put
like a
Hitman-
newsboy hat.
What's
They
that?
put James Bond in Hitman.
Yeah, there's a Mads Mikkelsen. They talked about that at the Game Awards, kind of free update to Hitman if you have like the Hitman Assassination World thing, and you can play it for this month. There's poker in it. There's a whole James Bond thing going on. It's supposed to be a cool story. So that
Yeah,
that was-
Tiger, you're right. It is. It's a young James Bond. I think before he's James Bond.
Yeah, but the face structure is all wrong for James Bond. It looks like it doesn't look good. I just don't think the design looks good for James Bond. But the game could be good. It's not all about his looks, to be fair. But I have
I know,
concerns
but is
like
it
you, John,
canon? Is
because
it like
it's the
accurate
Hitman
to?
people?
But is it accurate to Ian Fleming's material? Like, tell me about this.
What's canon and
What James
Huh?
Bond canon? I don't know. I don't want it to feel like.
I mean,
Hitman.
Ian
That's where I'm at.
Fleming is Ian Fleming, right? I mean, they're based on
Yeah.
books.
So Summer Games Fest, Jeff Keighley came out, basically shit on big game studios, kind of shit on Ubisoft, says like the Claire Obscure people bravely stepped away to create something. And he said, gaming is changing. You can be a small studio and make big hits. And the top selling game on Steam was Repo, made by like 2 people or whatever the hell it was. And he kind of gave like a little speech. And then the Sonic Kart guy came out, shit on Nintendo, said, oh, we're multi-platform with crossplay on like some games. And I don't know what the huge news was out of Games Fest. Connor, what do you think like kind of was salient for you? I feel like
Resident Evil 9,
yeah, the new Resident Evil showing I mean basically
Liza P. Overture.
yeah, the Liza P shadow drop for the DLC. But it
There's
was
a
kind of
Wu-Tang game.
the Wu-Tang game is funny. So apparently Claire Obscure had the highest user Metacritic ever created for a video game. And he's saying, yeah, with digital distribution in Unreal 5, like gaming is changing. And we've kind of been saying that for a while, like, which
We've
is
been saying it for a long time.
yeah.
last couple
So
of years.
I was shocked to see him say that sort of on stage because he won't get the checks anymore from maybe some of the bigger players, but he doesn't need them. Maybe he's, when Kojima came out and they showed Death Stranding 2 trailer.
Wildgate's coming out next month. I'm actually curious about that because I kind of liked what I saw in that demo.
Yep.
Do you think it's gonna be good?
Well, I mean, that's Mike Morheim's game.
Yeah, the Blizzard dudes.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not really my thing. I think Ted played and liked it. There was a demo he invited you to. I don't remember if you played or not.
No, I did. I played it.
Okay,
but
yeah.
If you recall, I played it like on my Steam Deck outside on Wi-Fi, and it was
that
shitty.
Doesn't seem good.
And then I tried the next day, and it was over. So I never got to fully experience it.
Yeah.
But
look, the
I
Xbox
kind of liked
event,
what I was seeing.
I kind of feel like
Yes.
Xbox won this little mini E3, which it isn't, because I was seeing, at least on my X feed for the show, like a lot of Xbox stuff trending, Xbox PC trending, handheld PC trending, Gears of War. They showed what's going to be
Black
day
Ops
one with
7.
Game Pass. They're going to get the new Silk Song game from Hollow Knight, I think, is Game Pass.
Yeah.
Outer World 2
Black
is
Ops
Game
7,
Pass.
Black Ops
Grounded
7,
2,
Black Ops
Tony
7,
Hawk Pro
Black
Skater,
Ops
Black
7,
Ops. Yeah, like it was
Black Ops 7.
Black Ops trailer
Outer
was
Worlds
interesting.
2, I don't care about. Tony Hawk, yeah, that's soon, right?
Grounded 2, a lot of stuff. There was big feature Persona, the next Persona, Gears of War, Clockwork, if you like Tim Schafer stuff, which I don't. But I think Xbox had a very solid showing. Phil on Ozempic, John, or is ill? I'm concerned. Did you see his weight loss?
I didn't see it.
It's all the stress you've been putting him through, becoming a Nintendo fanboy.
But the Tony Hawk demo's out, and I'm actually a little bummed by this because I'm not buying that game. It's on Game Pass, and you can only play the demo if you fucking the only way you can play the demo is if you fucking pre-order it.
So pre-order on Steam and cancel it. I don't know what to tell you, but
or
yeah,
pre-order it on the Switch too.
Yeah, I mean, Xbox needs to do better about that, making Game Pass like actually day one and making the demos available like they would, because people are paying a decent amount for Game Pass now, assuming you haven't had like one of those deals. And I think that they need to be better about that. But outside of that, yeah, there was a lot of chatter about the ROG Ally Xbox branded handheld. I know, John, you're very down on it, but I think
I'm not down on it.
Okay.
I'm not.
All right.
Here's my problem.
I thought it looked kind of cool. If I was somebody who didn't have a gaming PC and didn't really want to have to buy an Xbox and a PlayStation, if I wanted to buy an all-in-one thing, I can see the appeal for some people. But for people like us who have everything, it's probably not a purchase, right? Because you already have a Steam Deck, you have a Switch. It's not
That's
really...
That's the only reason.
You have a PlayStation.
Because I made the decision that I'm going to stick with Steam Deck, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I like it a lot, right? And that's why I'm asking Connor about the next Steam Deck, because if I knew that another one was coming out...
Well, it is, but we just don't know when.
I know it's coming out, but if I knew a timeline, it's spring next year, whatever, then it makes me go, okay, I'm definitely not getting the ROG, Xbox device, right? And if the ROG is
though, this is why I wanted to bring up to you, John, because look, Steam Deck's old at this point. It's not really made for plugging into the TV. That was kind of an afterthought with the dock with that and all that. Like, it's made as a handheld. The ROG, like, if you actually wanted a living room PC, but also...
But are they talking about dock with that thing?
Yeah, no, it has a stand, but it's going to dock better. It's like, it's new. The more expensive one is like newer and more powerful all the way around. But I mean, for you, it's probably hard to find a place for you too, because you already have a PlayStation. But I'm seeing people like Xbox, people kind of like, suck my ass, Sony. I can play your games on my Xbox now. That was sort of the resonating like thing people were saying, like in the console war, the ever-going console war. For the first time on an Xbox branded device, you can play Sony games via Steam. And it was funny to see Sarah, actually come out during that little clip you play to say all of your games in one place: Xbox, PC,
on
Sony,
this Xbox,
Steam,
you can play games across
Battle.net.
your entire library, including all the Windows PC game stores, from Xbox and Battle.net to Steam, GOG, and Ubisoft Connect.
GOG. She mentioned good old games. I mean, that is people on consoles.
Basically anything that runs on Windows,
exactly,
you can play. So
and yes, guys, you could.
That
do
means
this
the
before,
Rockstar
but
launcher.
To the average Xbox gamer who doesn't have a PC or a Windows like handheld or doesn't know how it works, to them they're like, "Wow, it's a loophole." But you could always do this. But the Xbox branded thing is definitely hitting with a whole different market.
The most advanced graphics ever in a mobile device.
Jensen, that's true.
That's the wrong clip. It's
no,
not,
Jensen, you're right. It is true about the
new
Switch
Xbox
2, though.
ROG is way more powerful than the Switch 2.
The most advanced
but it will be more
graphics
money.
ever in a mobile device.
Oh yeah, Jensen, you're right.
Yeah, we can't talk
Thanks
about the
for
Xbox
reminding
handheld
me.
without John bringing up the Switch. I can play one system instead of all of them.
Jensen, you make a good point. Thank you for that.
Oh my God. Just
What?
lick Jensen's ass. Why don't you?
Okay, you love Jensen until you
No, I like
realize
NVIDIA.
how.
I do like NVIDIA, but
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not going to say that the Switch 2 is more powerful than this device.
Well, the
It's just
AMD
not.
dripping sewage isn't as. NVIDIA juice is tastier. It's more healthy. Vitamin C.
But it can only play Switch games. I want to. If I had one device to rule them all, I would choose
If
this
they put
device. If I
GeForce
needed
Now on
to,
the Switch
right?
too?
I'd always have a PC or a laptop. But look, for the people in the market of handheld gaming, which is, like we said, heating up, and a lot of people want one. This is where people are going. Living room consoles are dying. We know the whole thing. I think we got to give Phil some credit for the marketing here, because he's
I agree.
picked up a whole new sect of people that don't really get it, that are like, wait a minute, it's an Xbox and it can play everything. And so for the marketing, I think he nailed it. But people like us that kind of know the ins and outs of it are like, yeah, it's still just a Windows handheld PC, but whatever. So I don't know. I think Xbox and Phil kind of delivered here and sort of won the whole event for me. I think it was actually a good event for Xbox.
I would agree. I mean, looking at what they announced in those games, that stuff interests me way more than anything else at those other two events. It just does.
And they had new hardware. And like new hardware is always exciting. So I just kind of feel like they got the most buzz going on, but no real huge surprises. I feel like overall, just still kind of.
Yeah.
I didn't see Elder Scrolls 6. That's what I wanted to see, but it's fine. We'll let them Bethesda sit with that a little bit more.
So there's a rumor going around, Michelle.
Not a rumor, but, some preliminary information from a tweet from a Nintendo fan site.
That everyone's running with.
Everyone runs with it, but when you...
Everyone has ran with this information that
Sure.
There's whispers.
Yes.
There's some talk.
All articles written off of one tweet from a guy who said he's been hearing things that the Switch sold 3 million units.
In a day.
Yes, he's been hearing
Trust me,
things.
I swear.
Trust me, bro.
Yeah, now Connor, you told us about certain people that write about Valve and say that and are
this
completely
is the trust me, bro.
bullshitters.
The trust me, bro story.
Yeah, I always trust me, bro.
Never trust anything that's sourced from Tyler McVicker.
Okay, yeah.
This is the trust me, bro story. Okay,
he could be right. He could be right. I'm just saying when it's
he could
one
be
guy's
right,
tweet,
but
and I see
everyone
100
ran with
articles
this.
about one
I'm seeing
guy's
it everywhere. It's
Yeah.
Barron's, Wall Street Journal, Dexerto. Is it Dexerto? Dextero?
Yeah. But Nintendo has come out and said that we have sold 3.5 million units worldwide in the first 4 days. So that's changed from 1 day, but 4 days. But I think the credit to Nintendo here where it is due as well, because they made enough to sell that many. Whereas PlayStation
Nintendo
5
tweeted this?
sold out, right? Like the other,
Wait,
PS5 sold out.
Holy shit! Wait! This is true.
Nintendo said
that guy was
3.5
right.
in 4 days, not 1 day.
Okay,
4 days.
but this guy's right though.
He said they sold 3 million in 1 day. But
Okay, but then another 500,000 in the coming days because they kept replenishing.
Pre-orders. I mean, Nintendo already said there was like 2.2 million pre-orders in Japan or whatever. But no, I'm saying like hats off to the reality here to Nintendo for making that many consoles available at launch. Whereas in the past, like when PlayStation launched, they sold out of all of the ones they made, therefore having less sales because they didn't make enough. They didn't prep enough. And as far as launches, you said this was very smooth for you. You got to pre-order.
Fuck yeah. I do believe that since we've been doing this podcast, this was the easiest launch of my life.
Yeah, and I think you didn't tell the story about your Pringles to everybody and your soda in Walmart in that morning. Just tell everybody quickly who doesn't support us or whatever.
Yeah, so I should set this up a little bit. So I ordered at Walmart. I was on the site at 11:59. I had to pre-order by 12:07. And then Michelle and I found this like Reddit thread, like a manager said, "Oh, hey, here's the plan. We're going to have everyone come in at 4:30, all the drivers. We're going to load their cars up, and they have to deliver everything before 9 a.m. And I'm like, no fucking way, right? Well, I looked on my front porch at 8:15, and there it was. And I go out there, and then there was a bag, a very nice bag that you could see in the unboxing video. Very nice reusable tote.
Yeah, he shows it off on Twitch.
And inside of this bag was a can of barbecue Pringles and Coke, a 20-ounce Coke. And I was confused because I didn't order that. And then inside there was a thank you note thanking me for ordering from Walmart. So that was a nice little thing. And then everyone on Twitter is like sharing photos of their Pringles and Coke. So
Good
everyone
marketing.
got press and everyone's talking about it, including us now for a while.
Right.
So yeah, that Walmart killed it. They crushed it, like absolutely. And I don't know how coordinated all this was with Nintendo. I suspect it was quite a bit as far as inventory and all that. But
and
the Pringles
Amazon
and Coke
wasn't
thing,
talked about at all. It was interesting.
Pringles
Like,
and Coke.
yeah.
yeah, Walmart, Pringles, and Coke was all I was seeing.
I don't understand what Amazon's doing. Like, they're just not reliable about pre-orders anymore at all. Why is that? Why did they stop doing that? Like,
Even with the
what
GPUs,
happened?
they were weird. They suddenly came online. They didn't like have any. I
Yeah,
don't know.
they-
But Walmart definitely stepped up. A lot of people got it at like other places, Target and stuff like that. But it sounds like everybody from
Target,
Walmart
Best
were
Buy.
super happy. They all got it in the morning. They got to play their Switch all day. They got woken up at 6 a.m. And
I was shocked that
Yeah.
it was at my house before 9. I really was. I'm like, there's no way they're doing this.
Yep. And
And then I
snacks,
sat
just
on it
like
until
Valve.
3 to do the unboxing.
Well, that's right. So if you want to check out that unboxing, twitch.tv/John and Michelle, sub free with Amazon Prime. You can watch the back catalog. And John, you showed you said generational leap from the Nintendo DS. You showed your Game Boy next to it.
Yeah, everything.
You went all
the Wii
out.
U,
Yeah,
the Tiger Bowling game from the 80s.
that's right. Yeah. What else is going on in news? Did we miss anything? What did you think of the Black Ops trailer, John? It looked a little cyberpunky. I thought you were going to love it.
I have to tell you the truth. I skimmed it. I didn't really study it.
Wow.
But I guess my understanding, though, is that there's a co-op single player thing. And I think that's what they were showing.
Okay.
I read this after the fact, but I didn't study it, Michelle. I just didn't.
Okay. You're not a COD guy anymore. What's happening?
Well, I don't know, but like, I was a little bummed it was Black Ops and not Modern Warfare because we're doing Black Ops now. I thought we're skipping these every time. What's going on?
I don't know. The announcement was made that you're now a Gray Zone guy, but you've also had him install Siege, so I get it. You've got other shooters to play. They didn't grab you.
I did try that. What was that game called with the guy that got in trouble with the hat?
Splitgate. Yeah, I talked about that, and so did Rye. I mean,
I tried it the other night. Yeah, it's okay.
he should he made an
It's not
apology,
great.
making it a bigger deal than he should have, which was weird. Like it made
Yeah.
it a thing when it wasn't a thing, and then also something came out about the fact that they didn't know about the monetized $80 version or something, and they're blaming the guy who used to run COD monetization. It's like, how did you not know that was going on with your game? It's a
Right.
weird situation with Splitgate right now. There's a lot of drama.
Yeah, I saw he made an apology today saying, hey, we just wanted to get attention. We didn't think the hat was political. And if you don't know, he had a hat on that said, make FPS games great again. And
Make FPS great again. I don't see the big deal, and don't
And
even
everyone lost
apologize.
their fucking minds.
Yeah, but it's still weird. It makes it seem like it was planned. Like he wanted outrage so he could make
It
a
was.
speech about it. Yeah, and maybe it works for the game.
He said in a statement, he said that they did it because it's hard to break through.
yeah, I know. That's what I just said. Like
Okay.
he said, that's why we did it. We wanted the attention. We
but
wanted
then don't
people talking.
apologize. Just be like, it got people talking. It's not political. I mean,
How much more attention do you need than being on the stage at Summer Game Fest? Like, you
But
spend
I'm going to tell you,
$500,000.
I'm going to tell you though, because
a
of
lot.
this, I tried the game.
okay.
So it
worked.
worked. It worked.
Okay.
But the majority of the conversation was not about the game itself.
Yeah, I understand. But it
people
made me
should-
want to try the game because he was saying, shooters are done. It's copy pasta, Call of Duty, all that
He
shit.
said that on
we gotta,
stage too. Yeah, it wasn't.
yeah, it's like we got to do
Titanfall.
something better. And the thing is, I don't disagree with that sentiment. So I was like, okay, well, if he's saying this, I should try the game,
Well,
right?
look, Rye loved
Right.
Splitgate. I was kind of in the
Yeah.
middle. Like I kind of thought it was a little fun, but a little repetitive. I had heard that the first one was better than the second one.
Yes.
but
Right.
I'm not sure where the game is going now at this point. There is a lot of egregious
Yeah.
monetization, and most of the bad reviews were based around that. That the way they're monetizing.
Around the
They
hat.
have a $35 Portal cosmetic skin.
Yeah, but I mean, Blizzard has $70 Diablo armor for your
I know,
horse.
and-
So like,
Yeah, but Diablo, I mean,
and they charge for the
comparing
game and
the
season
build
pass,
quality
right?
of Diablo and
Well, here's the
True.
thing, though.
Well, it's
The
a free
game's
game,
free
though,
to.
right? Yeah.
It's free to play. Okay.
You don't need the cosmetic or the battle pass.
So
but it was very.
I
I'm just
look
saying,
at
I
this
played,
stuff as optional. I mean, I've spent money on free to play game. So what? So what?
I would also say between the two, like Splitgate cosmetics don't look very good.
then don't buy
especially
them. Then
considering
don't
the
buy
price.
them. Don't blame him. Don't buy them. It's that
No,
simple.
I mean, people aren't, and people aren't really playing the game either.
As long as it's not pay to win in a competitive game, like even COD does it with the blueprints. You said, John, it's kind of pay to win, even if it's in the battle pass. I am so against that. But as long as it's cosmetic, look, I play Path of Exile; it's free, and they have cosmetics.
Yeah,
out
Call
the
of
gate,
Duty.
Okay, and
Call of Duty
will
let you buy operators or something, and you'll
Yeah.
get a blueprint.
B Diddy says Splitgate is great. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are actually playing. Say it's fun, so I don't know. I didn't.
Another thing that people were pissed about was that the 1047 Games had spent the better part of the week saying, check us out at Summer Game Fest. There's going to be a big reveal at Summer Games Fest. And then it turned out to be Battle Royale.
Oh, that's right. A free mode you can play in Splitgate.
And so part of the reason that people are pissed is because like
he's saying
the
it's
company,
stale. Yeah.
They're saying make FPS
right.
again, but they're like throwing the most generic shit in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Battle Royale is sort of like not the hot shit anymore, and it was the copy paste, and he's shitting on it saying, we want to make Titanfall great, and then they do that.
they heavily downplayed the portals in Splitgate 2 compared to Splitgate 1.
I heard that.
The maps are much smaller, and there's 5 weapons in the main your loadout. You have 5 weapons to choose from.
But if it's free and it's fun, like Halo, I've heard people mention Halo, and then BDD says Halo Apex. Look, if it's free and it's fun, go for it.
It's basically Halo Call of Duty-fied with...
It reminded me of Apex, personally. Maybe just the way you drop into the map. But
I wanted to be able to put a portal anywhere instead of just the pre-done places, and I don't.
Well, that's what I noticed when I played it. That was just every time I wanted to put a portal somewhere, it wouldn't let me. Like it's like nope, not here.
There's also far fewer portal spots on the ceilings and floors compared to Portal 1.
Yeah, so it's a bit.
Gate 1.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to say. Some people love it. Some people are bored.
Right, like Splitgate 1 died out about, I would say 2 to 3 years after it came out. Splitgate peaked at something like 65,000 players on Steam when it launched. Splitgate 2 peaked at 25,000 people.
Okay. You think it's going to die quickly?
I think it's going to die much faster. Yeah. The game's already been overloaded by aimbots and just generally sweaty people.
Right.
And also it's a 4v4. Most of the game matches are first to 3 wins. And I noticed that in most of the games that I play, like the moment that my team starts losing, someone quits and they're replaced by a bot. And in most of the matches that I played, by the time it gets to the end, one team has one real person still left on it.
I was wondering if it was bots because I was the top on my team my first game, and I had all these kills. I'm like,
your first game is always bots only.
Yeah. It felt real, like these people didn't know what they were doing.
But like Fortnite does that too.
I know. I don't like that though. I just want to kill people. I hate bots in like PvP games.
Fortnite removed a bunch of the queues this season because there were so many bots. Mm-hmm. In a few of them last season, a few of the game modes, it was like you could get as few as 8 real people in the match.
Yes, I didn't know Fortnite was doing that till my nephews were playing it on my Switch. And they were getting like number 1 every time. I'm like, how are you guys doing that? They're like, it's all bots. I'm like, what?
I was playing duos and we were fighting against mostly bots.
Yeah.
All right, what other news did you guys see?
The Star Wars event was fun, though.
Yeah. I saw people like talking about that. I mean, I don't really like Fortnite, but I can't knock what they're doing. Every little event they do, like gets hype, gets attention, looks badass.
Yeah.
Looks well done.
Fortnite on the Switch 2 does play pretty damn good, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told Michelle we needed to get Sabrina Carpenter clips on this week's episode because she makes a Nintendo Switch reference.
Yeah, which song? I know the song you're talking about. Switch it up.
It's
like
an
Nintendo.
espresso. She says, switch it up like Nintendo.
Switch it up like Nintendo. Yes.
The most advanced graphics.
He's just going to keep playing the
device.
Jensen
the
thing.
most advanced graphics ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, that was then. And what's he going to say?
I know.
You just shit all over your Switch too, guys, and don't blame me for that. Okay,
I didn't shit over it. I was honest. I was completely honest.
Times. I was glad
honest
you're
about
honest.
everything.
I think that's important that you're honest.
Yeah,
but don't act like
I'm not shitting on it. I don't regret anything. Mario Kart's great. It's a good game. There's no doubt about it.
I'm glad you played $500 to play Mario Kart. It's fine.
Okay, do you think that I'm now what? I just like sell it or get rid of it or throw it away? It's an 8-year play.
get
I
the
will
camera?
count like 3 games.
I'm
you'll
not
play on
buying that fucking camera. No thanks. And I never tried the chat.
So you can broadcast in
charging for the
480p
chat.
at like 10 FPS.
And I would be eligible for the chat, but I'm not using that. But you can use any USB camera, by the way, with that. So I could have plugged my Logitech into it. And some people are
he
using their
blames me
phone.
influencing you. No, John went in completely hyped for this Jedi.
No.
Don't blame me. He went in hyped, and I said
Michelle
nothing.
has nothing to do with this.
No, he's being honest that he, I mean, look, the welcome tour sounds pretty stupid, and
The welcome tour is dumb as shit. I can't come on here and say that was like, amazing. It's not. Like,
some people
what?
are, the true Nintendo fanboys that you often get called, but you're not, are actually kind of like, this is badass, this is awesome, how cool of Nintendo to make this. It's like, no.
I played a lot of Mario Kart, and I played it because I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun.
That's fine.
There's no doubt about it. It's fun. And I love the free roam mode. I really do. That's me all day long.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing that event. Like I said, come to Discord. Shout
I like
out to Ryan, the Nintendo
exploration.
channel.
I like
Maybe you'll play,
finding
John. Maybe you'll play
things.
the Nintendo race thing and win. Maybe you can show off your skills, okay? Let's play that last voicemail and get the heck out of here.
All right. 520-FEEL-VGO.
Hey guys, have you played Monster Train at all? Monster Train 2 just come out. It's awesome. It's on Game Pass. Yeah, I'm playing it right now. It's my crack. Velatro was my crack, but Monster Train 2 is now my crack.
I did try this demo. I think people who like Slay the Spire might like it or something, but it's just kind of...
It's got great reviews.
Yeah,
on Steam.
it's kind of like more of the same of the first, but better. So if you liked the first one at all, Game Pass or try the demo. It's $25 and it's got that kind of addicting, just one more round kind of thing going on with card roguelike. But yeah, never been better to be a gamer. Non-stop stuff. So, like I said, next week we have a big show again. We've got Rye's first official show. If you are Canadian, we want to hear from you to come down and support Rye for taking the maple syrup covered seat. You can come down to twitch.tv/John and Michelle from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. You can find us in Discord. You can enter contests from CD Keys every week, giving away Stellar Blade, which I'll be talking about on PC next week. Looks good already, like a top seller on pre-orders. I think that's going to kill on Steam. And what else? We have our bonus shows that we do every week. Going to do a PC Outsiders this week. We have the 20-year back catalog and ad-free VGO if you support us in Discord or on the app at videogameoutsiders.com. Thank you, Connor. You want to share your website or what you do? You write articles, titillating articles about all sorts of stuff.
So I write at mmofallout.com. I make really stupid videos about video games at under my YouTube channel, Jamali, Jomali. Since I was last on, I fully rebooted my podcast with a co-host.
Nice.
It's called Online for Maintenance. If you ever wanted a podcast that is disgustingly positive and also really gay, check it out. We put out episodes every Wednesday.
Well, perfect. The total opposite of me. I'm very straight and very negative.
It's the anti VGO in some ways.
It is. You need a little balance, but people come to us after they hear that. Probably you got to recover, keep a little balance out there. So check him out. He's also a mod in our Discord, so thank you for that. And we'll be catching up. Of course, he'll be popping on again throughout the time here. We'll be seeing you again as well as all our usual friends. People were asking that. They're like, now that you have a third host, will we still see Kevin, PC Games? Will we still see all the other? Yes, we're still going to have guests, including just a shout out to all the people who have guested. We'd love to meet all of you guys. We'll have all you guys on again as we need guests. We'll reach out. It was awesome, a really awesome experience, John. I think you agree with me there that I loved all of the shows and it was fun. So including Connor here, but that's it. We'll be back next week with our first real official Canadian third host.
All right, guys, listen. Thanks for listening, subbing, all that stuff. We'll see you very soon. Video Game Outsiders out.
Phil, I just want to thank you. Thank you, my friend, for saving me. That's right, Phil. Oh, Phil, you saved me. You gave me, Phil. You gave me $140. $140. You saved me. Phil. $140 you saved me, Phil. You gave me $140, Phil. You gave me $140. You saved me. $140, save me. $140, you gave me, save me.